welcome everyone, welcome to the party of a lifetime. Here, Thursday night, going into these shops. Here, Thursday night, going into these shops. Day. Here, Thursday night, going into these shops. Day. Tomorrow. They are day. Tomorrow. They are It is a custom for Hasidim to stay up all night on Thursday night to get ready for the Sabbath. It is a custom for Hasidim to stay up all night on Thursday night to get ready for the Sabbath. Our Father, our King. Referring to how the Creator and the people, which is especially befitting before a couple of weeks. Everyone here is getting ready in a couple of weeks. Everyone here is getting ready for the Jewish New Year. We're in the middle of the year. And 84. That's a lot. And right now we're about to enter an entirely new era. On the night before Rosh Hashanah, all of the energy of the entire goes back up to its source. And on the new year, when we blow the shofar blast, it goes back up to its source. And on the new year, when we blow the shofar blast, a completely new energy to its source. And on the new year, when we blow the shofar blast, a completely new energy is down. Everything that happens, a completely new energy is down. Everything that happens in the entire year, all physical and spiritual, based on the shofar, the horn blowing ceremony that the Jewish people do on the new Jewish New Year in the entire year, all physical and spiritual, based on the shofar, the horn blowing ceremony that the Jewish people do on the new Jewish New Year. And the prayers that follow during the Rosh Hashanah, energy of the Creator. And the prayers that follow during the Rosh Hashanah, energy of the Creator for the entire year. And the prayers that follow during the Rosh Hashanah, energy of the Creator for the entire year. Everyone is getting ready for now, and as you can witness. Now maybe we'll go outside so we can talk a little bit clearer, because I'm not sure how much you can hear me. In the meantime, take a look at the people hanging out. Learning and hanging out. Learning and hanging out. Okay, here we are. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Let's go. Welcome, everyone. Actually, maybe we can just stand right here. If you can't hear me, then say you can hear me. If you can't hear me, then also you can hear me. That makes I feel good about myself. Welcome, everyone. Actually, maybe we can just stand right here. The Jew year. It's a completely infinite new light of the Creator will be revealed in all existence, literally. And basically it says that really the first stage of the Creator making the world is the fact that the Creator wants a world. And the way that He wants the world is He wants a place where people will do the Torah, mitzvahs, and reveal the Creator's energy in the world. But every year, the world is He wants a place where people will do the Torah, mitzvahs, and reveal the Creator's energy in the world. But every year, right before Shana says that right before Shana says that runs in a limbo state to keep on continuing. The universe is removed from the world. The world. The shofar blasts, the trumpet, and the new desire that the Creator has in the Torah and in the mitzvos. And that is what the Jewish New Year is all about. The shofar blasts, the trumpet, and the new desire that the Creator has in the Torah and in the mitzvos. And that is what the Jewish New Year is all about, basically. And that's what we're doing. And so that's what's going to happen in the Jewish New Year. Right now, as you just saw earlier, and that's what we're doing. And so that's what's going to happen in the Jewish New Year. Right now, as you just saw earlier, those two of you who are here, we witnessed a bunch of people on Thursday night getting ready for the Sabbath during the last days of the last month of the Jewish year, preparing for the Jewish New Year, ultimately. And the song that we sang was called Avinu Malkeinu, Father our King, the Jewish year, preparing for the Jewish New Year, ultimately. And the song that we sang was called Avinu Malkeinu, Father our King, which is a song that's sung during the Jewish New Year. Malkeinu, Father our King, which is a song that's sung during the Jewish New Year in a way to elicit and a king over his subjects. So there's both adjust certain rules. Both adjust certain rules and decrees that we have to follow. So during the month of Elul, which is the last month of the Jewish year, it says that there's an interesting dichotomy where this is the era where it says that the king in the universe is out in the fields. Usually a king is someone who's in a palace, who's hidden away from the rest of the nation. And in order to get to the king in the palace, you have to go through many stages. You have to get the right paperwork and permits, etc. So the king in the palace is not as so accessible to everyone. But it says during this month that we're in now, during the last month of the Jewish year, it says that it's as if the Creator Himself is going out in a field to each and every one, where the people are, in an accessible way, and anyone who wants to greet the Creator can greet Him. And the Creator, it says, greets everyone who wants to greet Him with a smiling face, and shows a beautiful face to everyone out in the field. So that is the month we're in now, with only a few days left of it, only about a couple weeks, essentially. And then that is the preparation for the Jewish New Year, because all the people who greet the king during Elul, they will become part of the special people who get to be with the king in the king's palace, which is where the king goes on the Rosh Hashanah, on the Jewish New Year, basically. So what you just saw was a bunch of people Hasidim in 770 Eastern Parkway, the Chabad Jewish World Headquarters of America, celebrating Thursday night, going into this Shabbat. And this is during the last days of the month of Elul, preparing for the Jewish New Year. So what is this Shabbat? This Shabbat, every Shabbat, the Jews read a little bit of the Torah of Moses, known as the Bible in some custom communities. But this is called the Torah that the Creator gave us thousands of years ago. And every Saturday, for thousands of years, the Jews read a little bit portion of the Torah. But this portion of the Torah that the Jews read this Saturday in the book of Deuteronomy is a very special portion that says it's a promise that the Creator Himself gives to the Jewish people through Moshe, His prophet, that the Jewish people will go into the land of Yisroel, not only through Moshe's successor, Joshua, but also that they will go into the land in the times of the Jewish Messiah and inherit the land forever, which will usher in an era of eternal world peace, etc. But the very beginning of the Parsha, the very beginning of the section of the Torah that the Jews read this Shabbos, says, when you come into the land, this is an eternal promise. Not if you come into the land, or not like, oh, maybe you're going to come into the land. But no, this is like a definite promise. It's when you definitely will come into the land that the Creator Himself is giving you, the land of Yisroel, the land of Israel, the eternal land of the Jewish people forever. When you come into this land that the Creator is giving you, and when you conquer it and dwell securely in it forever, then after that happens, you will take the first fruits of your land that the Creator has given you, and you will offer them as a thanksgiving offering in the future temple that will be built by the Messiah in the land of Israel. So essentially this Parsha is all about the Mashiach, all about the Messiah, and all about the redemption of the Jewish people from the exile. And it's a definite promise that they will be brought into the land the Creator has given them forever and dwell in it forever, such that they will be able to bring a thanksgiving offering from the first fruits of the land. This is not just like some kind of hypothetical thing, like some kind of metaphorical land. No, actual physical land of Israel, of Yisroel, that will be able to grow fruits, and abundant fruits that we'll be able to bring thanksgiving to the Creator. So that is what this Parsha is talking about, because it's a very intense Parsha. It says that really, after the 9th day of the month of Av, which was the previous month in the Jewish calendar, that day commemorates the destruction of both of the temples in Yerushalayim, in the holy city of Jerusalem, thousands of years ago, which was a very sad time when the whole city of Jerusalem was destroyed, and then the Jewish people were exiled into all the nations for a long time. So that's a really sad time. But after that, it says there's 7 weeks of consolation that happen, meaning after the sad things happen, then the Creator consoles and comforts the Jewish people for 7 weeks after that. And how the simple way of how that comforting is done is after the Jews read a certain part of the Torah, of a certain part of the 5 books of Moses every Saturday, then they read a certain part of the prophet writings that talk about the messianic redemption, especially during these 7 weeks following that day. And it says that it says in some commentaries, not only do the extra prophets talk about the redemption of the Jewish people that the Jewish people read after the Torah that they read on Saturday, but even the part of the Torah that they actually read talks openly and explicitly about the redemption. Really, the entire Torah is about the redemption, because it says the only freedom that can exist is if someone learns Torah. Learning Torah grants freedom to everyone. So really, every word of the Torah is redemption and it frees people from the exile. But it says during this special time, during the 7 weeks following the 9th day of Av, which is the 7 weeks of consolation, it says every part of the Torah is explicitly and openly Av, which is the 7 weeks of consolation, says every part of the Torah is explicitly and openly, obviously talking about the redemption. And we see that openly in this week's Parsha, in this week's Torah portion that says it's an open, explicit promise when you come into the land that the Creator is giving you. And when you, even though it's given to the Jewish people by the Creator, but the Jewish people also had to do their part in actually conquering the land of Israel, which was done in the time of Joshua, etc. So they had to do their part to actually conquer the land, but they weren't stealing anyone's land because the Creator of the whole universe already gave them the land. So they're just taking what was theirs. And the war that they used to conquer the land was completely supernatural war, which was obvious that the Creator himself was doing the giving. It says right when they crossed the Jordan River, the river miraculously splits and was flowing upward into the sky, such that all the people in Canaan knew that the Jewish people, that the Creator was giving the land to the Jewish people forever. And there's many other miracles that happened in the conquest. The point is that even though the Creator himself is giving the land to the Jewish people still do their act of conquest. That's why it says in the beginning of the Parsha, when you come into the land that the Creator is giving you, and you conquer it and dwell securely in it. So they have to do their part, but it's still their land the Creator is giving them. So this Parsha is an open, explicit Parsha about the redemption. But it's still their land the Creator is giving them. So this Parsha is an open, explicit Parsha about the redemption. Explicit Parsha about the redemption. Explicit Parsha about the redemption.